But, Attorney Benji, sa assessment mo, sa dami ng mga dokumento na inilalatag at gagamitin dito sa impeachment, kasi sabi nga na, in-explain ni Attorney Molo no isang araw, as much as possible nga sana, mas maraming meeting of the minds na nangyayari sa pre-trial para mas smooth ang mangyayari during the trial, no? More or less in your assessment, kung sasabihin natin, in terms of sorry pa, ako number kasi ako mag-isip, in terms of percentage, sa dami ng mga dokumento na pinipresent, to what extent yung meeting of the mind? Kasi ito yung magta-translate sa gaano nga ba kainit ang mangyayari sa impeachment. Kasi kung hindi magkaroon ng agreement or meeting of the mind sa pre-trial, ibig sabihin, uungkatin, hihimayin at maraming objection tayong madidinig during the trial.
Oo. Well, one thing is, so isa ho sa mga nakakapagpabilis ho sa ano dyan is, for example, stipulations on the authenticity of documents, no? Lalo na kung meron naman kayong common exhibits, no? Total, pareho naman natin pinipresenta yan, pareho natin ipapamark yan. Normally, ang authenticity niyan hindi na dapat magiging issue pa during trial, no? Kaya lang ho, ang nangyayari ngayon na medyo nakakapagpatagal din ho, no, sa marking, imbes ho na common exhibits, isa na lang ho ang minamarkahan. Ang nangyayari is, upon the insistence of the defense, dalawang copies of the same documents po yung pinagmamarkahan. So naduduplicate ho yung efforts doon. So isa-isahin yung pages ng separate. So baka magkaroon pa ng question dito na since suppose it's the same document but different copies, no? Baka they would argue they did not yet stipulate on the authenticity of the document kasi technically speaking, separate document yung mark, no? So baka sabihin lang may discrepancy dun sa copies. So, ganun ho, no? But ang iba pang bagay pa ho na makakapagpabilis dapat dyan, yung mga stipulations po of facts, no? So, what happened was, dun sa pre-trial brief ho namin at sa kabilang kampo, nag-submit ho kami dun, may list ho ng sa proposed stipulation of facts, and then we were directed by the clerk of court to submit written comments on each other's proposals. So makikita ho natin sa pre-trial order pag na-issue na yan, ano ho yung facts na considered by the court to have been stipulated by the parties already. In which case, you won't have to present evidence anymore.
Yung isa pang lumabas sa news lately ay yung number of trial days requested ng both sides, di ba? Kasi may discrepancy. Yung sa prosecution, 62 days. Tapos
And the
yung
defense, 30.
30. I imagine that's normal.
Yes, well, it depends on the number of witnesses that you've listed in your pre-trial brief, no? So, although we asked for 60 days, no, possible hong mapabilis yan kung for example ho, papayagan tayo mag-present ng more than one witness per day, no? So kung meron hong medyo mas maiksi lang ang testimony, makakarami tayo sa isang araw, hindi ho kailangan kainin yung 60 days. Now, yung other flip side naman ho doon sa respondent, no? Isa hong medyo may katanungan ho sa tinatanong, is that normal? They listed in their pre-trial brief around 96 witnesses, no? So it begs the question, if you listed 96, how come you only asked for 30 days, no,
Yeah.
to present witnesses? So, syempre, ang obvious the question then, did you really intend to present these witnesses in the first place when you just asked for 30 days? But still, we don't want to dictate on how they'll establish their defense on how they'll present witnesses. But just to answer question, if it's that normal, medyo may konting ano ho doon, no, parang unusual, no, na the number of days that they ask for.
Ano bang expected number of hours per hearing? Meron bang tinakda dyan or to the limit? Kasi kung mathematically, kung 90 plus and then 30, o in-expect nila, 3 witnesses ipapresent nila sa isang araw. Ay, sa defense side pa lang yun, diba?
I will have to check, no, but for based on what I know, no, ang una ho kasi from July 6 hanggang bago ho mag-start ang SONA, meron hong ang trial dates ay from Tuesdays to Thursdays, no? And then ang start ay 3 p.m. onwards, no? And then after SONA would be Monday to Wednesday, I think. And then I think magiging earlier na yung start ng hearings, no? As to until what time, no, hindi naman ho nakaset, but based for example the previous impeachment proceedings, minsan kung nasa kainitan ho nung presentation ng isang witness, nag-extend ho sila, they
Dire-diretso.
don't, dire-diretso yan hanggang matapos nila.
Ayaw mong maano kasi yung momentum eh.
Oo.
Ayaw mong mawala.
Pero medyo
Tama po.
contradicting yun kung halimbawa masyadong mabusisi tsaka maraming objection yung defense during the pre-trial. So it means na marami pang himayan na mangyayari during the trial. Parang inisip ko lang yung consistency sa behavior. If during the pre-trial, object ka na ng object, kung itong mga ganito, de syempre pag pinresent doon, wala pang agreement kung ito ba ay A or B or C or D. And then nag-present ka ng 90 plus witnesses pero gusto mo 30 days lang. Diba? Hindi ko tatanong kay Attorney Tolosa, yung tinatanong si Prof. Dan, what do you think of that?
Hindi, you can't speculate nga kung ano yung how they plan to do the defense.
Kaya ikaw yung tinatanong ko, hindi si yung
Hindi,
prosecutor.
pareho
You're
naman
an, independent observer. Kasi ako, for me, I was like, okay, anong strategy dito? This is not, di ba? Anong strategy dito? You just want to be impossible.
Are they going to cooperate?
You want to be difficult.
Well, yun na nga, we can't tell. Tingnan natin yung
yung magiging flow, no?
yung beat.
Pero yun na nga yung idea, 'di ba? Kaya mo inaayos sa pre-trial para maayos ang flow at maayos ang beat. But then if you're presenting something that is quite impossible, what's the goal? Anyway.
Ano, yung defense might think,
Ay, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I was thinking, ang defense, sabihin nila, pang ano lang naman yun pang supalpal ng mga witness ng prosecution.
Alan, yung witness
yung
nila.
witness nila. So, maaaring ganun. We don't need a lot kasi all we have to do is debunk yung
No,
case.
but they have a lot nga eh. Di ba? They have 90 plus.
Oo nga, pero yun na nga, they probably won't call all of them
So you can give a lot of a long list but not necessarily call all of them. Parang
Yes,
pag may
tama
galit ka
naman
palang,
ho yan.
pag may kaaway ka tapos gusto mong kabahan siya, ilagay mo siya doon sa listahan. So hindi mo lang tatawagin, ganun.
Tama. May discretion naman ho sila, no, na talagang tawagin lahat or just a number of them. Although, if you will just call a third of the witnesses that you listed in your pre-trial brief, I would say, no, in my experience as a litigator, that's quite unusual. No? And if I may add, tama ho yung observation nyo kanina, no, kung ano ho yung ginagawa, no, from the start, no, hanggang pre-trial, hanggang same kaya yan pagdating ng trial, we're expecting that they will be raising a lot of objections on technicalities. After all, in their answer, that's the strategy that they employed, ano.
May isang question dito kasi we have 4 articles of impeachment. Sabi niya, isang article of impeachment lang, matalo si Sara, tapos na agad, di ba? Yung impeachment. But I think, tama ba, Attorney Tolosa, na ang agreement dito ay hindi de-decidan per article, but tatapusin yung lahat bago mag-decide?
Yeah. Tama ho yan. Actually, that's under the rules. No, we are required to conclude the presentation of evidence for all of the articles. No, and then at the end, that's when they will decide. However, I think this was mentioned by Kong Chu in the press conference earlier today. We also have the discretion to decide if, for example, we will forgo the presentation of the evidence for the other articles. Sabi nga ho, for example, after first, ang maging determination, tama na. I think we've done enough. Then let's ask them to rule on this. This is exactly what happened to the impeachment proceedings concerning Chief Justice Corona before. No? Hindi na ho yan present lahat. Pero sa ngayon, ang plano ho namin, we're working under the assumption na we will present evidence for all. Kaya ang preparation ho namin in terms of, talking to the witnesses, getting the documentary evidence ready, para ho yan sa lahat ng articles of impeachment.
At saka nandun sa dulo yung exciting part kasi, yung third and fourth, yung confidential fund at saka unexplained wealth. So, ako, gustuin kong umabot doon, diba?
Tama.
As a citizen.
Tama na ho mo yan. And talagang mga kababayan natin, talagang gusto hong malaman yung mga yan. Sino si Mary Grace Piatos, no? Paano i-explain yung mga bank records. Kapag lumabas ho yung mga yan, bank records don't lie. So I'm sure the public would want to hear that. Pero just to clarify, although in our submission, no, we already gave the order of presentation of evidence, which is una ho yung grave threats, then bribery, and then confidential funds, and then explained wealth. Pero ito, subject to changes naman ho to during trial, no, as may be approved by the impeachment court. So, hindi naman ho yung cast in stone, no, kung if the situation warrants it, pwede naman hong maging second or third, for example, and explained wealth. So, meron naman ho tayong ano doon, elbow room pagdating doon.
May dalawa pang issue ako tungkol sa witnesses, no? Isa yung papayagan ng surprise witnesses ang defense. That came out in the news.
Yeah. Okay. I would not want to call them surprise witnesses. So siguro dapat more of reserved witnesses ang mas tamang ano doon, no, term, no. So under the impeachment rules issued by the Senate, no, may dalawa hong klase na pwedeng reserve. No? So first is the witnesses that whose identity you cannot yet disclose at this time for justifiable reasons, such as for example security reasons, no. Pero ang requirement ho dyan, dapat nakalagay na siya sa pre-trial brief mo, pero hindi mo lang palinagay ang pangalan niya. So dapat yan, alam na ng kabila yan, hindi lang niya alam yung pangalan niya, but required siya, no, 3 days before that witness is presented to identify. Another reserved witness is general reservation to present witnesses, no, who are not reasonably identifiable or available during pre-trial. Yan, normal naman ho talaga yan sa pre-trial, no? Kasi kung expected kayo, kung dapat by pre-trial, nasa yun ang dokumento na yan, alam mo na kung sino yung witness na yan, dapat minarkahan mo na siya, no? Pero possible kasi yan during trial, biglang may ebidensya na hindi pa available at that time, doon lang siya naging available. So you will have to justify it now. Para sabihin mo sa court, bakit ngayon mo lang yung pine-present? Bakit hindi mo present yan during pre-trial? So, papayagan ka pa rin. But in which case, dapat hindi pa rin naman yan complete na surprise, no? Dahil 3 days before, inform mo din yung other party. Kung pwede ko lang hong i-add, Prof. Dano, with respect to this issue because I think it's critical, no? Ito ho yung actual reason also why in our submission yesterday, we requested the impeachment court to direct the defense to comply, with the directive in their rules to specify in your pre-trial brief, not just the list of witnesses, but alongside that is the summary of their intended testimony. Importante ho yan, dahil nga sabi natin, dapat as much as possible, no surprises. Lay your cards down on the table. Yan ho ang thrust ng rules natin. Hindi dapat trial by ambush. Pre-trial pa lang, sabihin mo na. So hindi ho sila nag-comply doon dahil ang nakalagay lang, general purpose, which is to disprove the allegations in the articles of impeachment. To prove the allegations in the answer, which does not tell the impeachment court anything. So hindi malalaman ngayon ng impeachment court, relevant ba ang testimony nitong tao na to? Lalo na ho, listed 7 unnamed officers from the office of the president. 5 unnamed officers or employees of the office of the president, for example. So, paano ho makikita yan ng impeachment court? Kailangan ba to? Redundant ba ang testimony nila? Paulit-ulit lang ba yan? And syempre, sa amin din, nasaan ho yung nga din ho, dahil yun ho ang gusto ng rules, no surprises, makita na ng magkabilang panig. Ano ho ba yung intended testimony?
Pag hindi ma-justify, pwedeng ma-exclude.
That's why we asked to the impeachment court to direct them. Now, if they will still not comply, then we may have to file the appropriate motion for that.
Exciting.
Okay, when you call it reserve, that calms me down. Kasi ang lumabas lahat doon sa news, surprise witness allowed. So, di ba, it defeats yung purpose ng pre-trial. Kailangan na, kilala na natin lahat ng witness at kung ano yung testimony nila. Tapos lahat ng nasa news, surprise witnesses.
I agree 100%, Prof. Tano. And again, I have to emphasize, exemption ho dapat yan. As a general rule, dapat
Yeah.
ho yan, no? Pinaalam mo na kung sino yung mga witnesses mo during pre-trial. That's why, if it's a witness that was not listed, kailangan nyo i-justify yan. Bakit mo hindi yan dinisclose, no? During pre-trial.
Oo. Pero hindi mo yan kasama din sa mga tricks ng hearing kapag nanonood ka ng mga legal TV series Yan yung mga nakikita mo na may reason talaga to delay, to hide, and to surprise the other party. But of course, with all attempts of finding a rational explanation kung bakit hindi mo ma-produce, diba? But para hindi mapaghanda yung kabilang partido.
Bibigyan naman sila ng ano eh. Alam ko halos lahat ng show may ganyan eh.
Diba?
Sasabihin nila may objection to this witness, wala siya sa listahan. Sasabihin nila this witness only came forward yesterday. Sasabihin ng judge, you'll hear the witness tapos we'll give you time to prepare cross-examination nyo.
So yan yung mga madidinig naman natin sa ating mga judges at saka presiding officer, diba?
Yung ano nga
Tama.
if everybody does their job correctly,
Smooth lang dapat.
boring pa.
I don't think this will be boring.
Kung hindi lang to impeachment, di ba? Boring talaga yung trial.
No, I think kaya pinili si Attorney Tolosa dito kasi napaka ng boses na kalmado di ba? I'm wondering kung ma-maintain mo yung ganyang boses habang dinidescribe yung kainitan ng impeachment trial.
Susubukan ho natin, Prof. Shelo.
Huwag ka na magkakape.
Mag-volume kayo. yung isa pang issue sa witnesses, meron din ako nabasa na merong parehong witnesses yung both sides.
That's correct. That's correct.
And that's normal?
Okay. Itong naging issue ho to, no? Because some of the spokes mentioned na mukhang I think they used the term mirroring, no? Sabi ho parang may mirroring dahil parang kinopya yung mga list of witnesses na nandun ho dun sa pre-trial brief namin, ginaya ho doon, no? Because there's actually substantial number of them. I think, if I'm not mistaken, let's say around 50, no? We're the same, no? Now, ang naging response ho ng kabila dyan na it was not possible ho daw dahil sabay naman na file ang pre-trial brief. No? Pero madali ho ang explanation dyan. Dahil ho yung witnesses namin, karamihan ho yan, nakita na ho natin yan during the hearings, no, proceedings in the Committee of Justice. So of course, they could anticipate already, we will be presenting the same evidence and same witnesses. For example, Director Matibag, no? For example, signature or handwriting expert, no? The AMLAC representatives. So, yeah, that won't fly, no? Not just because we filed their pre-trial brief at the same time, walang mirroring. Hindi ho ganun yun, no? Dahil na-anticipate naman na nila yung same witnesses before, a lot of them, we will present them again.
Paano yun nag-work, Attorney Tolosa, in terms of trial? Parang I assume mirroring is a strategy sa defense kapag ka may trial. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hindi ko alam, ngayon ko lang nadinig yan. But
Yes.
share with us, hypothetically, how this strategy works.
Okay. I would really want to answer that, but no, I'm thinking just how I'll answer it in a way that I won't get myself in trouble, considering
parang
the sub judice rule.
Parang
But
academic discussion, classroom discussion.
sige, Prof.
Out
For
of
example,
curiosity.
let's say, I guess hypothetically speaking siguro, no, tignan natin, sabi nyo nga, for educational purposes. No? For example, kung meron hong isang side na ang naging criticism parang walang explanation, walang answer, puro ho technical arguments, no? Possible para mapakita naman na meron ding ebidensya, maglilista ng napakadaming ebidensya. Kukunin ko doon sa ebidensya ng kabila para magmumukhang meron din akong ebidensya. Now, question yan, kung talagang mapapakitang this same evidence will actually prove your defense, no? And it's actually, and this was raised in one of the press conferences yesterday na sinabi ho nila, ano bang magiging problema kung parehong witnesses, no, naka-name sa magkabila para masuri nila ng mabuti kung yung witnesses namin tama ho ba o totoo ang sinasabi, no? Ang response doon ay simple. Kaya nga ho may cross-examination, no?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, pag
Y-
present namin yung witness, meron na ho silang oportunidad doon, no? To test and challenge the veracity of of their statements and their credibility. So,
Mm-mm.
pwede na hong cross-examine yun. Hindi na pwede ipatawag ulit. In fact, meron hong rule dyan, no? Na in order to recall a witness, you will have to justify why you will do that. No? Kasi
Mm-mm.
you will be wasting the time and resources not only of that witness, but everyone involved, the other party, the impeachment court, di ba? So, kailangan kong i-justify yan. Bakit mo siya kailangang itawag, patawag na naman, no? Ano bang itatanong mo sa kanya na hindi mo pa pwedeng maitanong at the time that you were given that opportunity on cross-examination?
Oo, yun actually yung pintatakahan ko kasi sa every legal series na mapapanood mo. Kapag may nag-present yung prosecution, pwede naman magtanong yung defense, di ba? They take turns. So, why would you, unless nagpapadding ka, kasi parang yun nga, makapal yung submission niya, dapat makapal din yung submission ko. Pero, so ganun yun. Kapag nilistan nila, dapat meron silang additional information or purpose na mailalatag for asking them to be invited again as a witness, no?
Tama po yan. Dahil exception yan, Prof. Shelo, bago ho kayo payagan na recall that witness again. You have to justify
Mm-mm.
it. Hindi ho yan pwedeng as a matter of right lang.
Oo, at saka yung halimbawa dun sa may question kasi dito kanina eh. So pag ganun, halimbawa witness siya ng prosecution, tapos nilista rin siya as witness ng defense, hindi ba parang hostile witness na yun ng isang partido? Kasi yung sasabihin ng isang witness may be helpful dun sa isa, but not helpful dun sa isa. Paano
Um, dip-
hinahandle daw ang hostile witness? Hypothetically.
Oo. Well, depende yung Prof. Shel. Not necessarily if we'll be the first party to present that, magiging friendly siya sa amin and hostile witness siya sa kanila pag pinatawag. Pwedeng kung kami pa lang ang nagpatawag, we could already establish that witness as a hostile witness. No? Paano ho? For example, we will be calling staff of the Vice President. So kahit kami
Mm-mm.
ho unang tumawag dyan, they'll be considered as a hostile witness.
Mm. So mukhang marami na namang matututunan yung mga kababayan natin dito kasi ito legit totoong legal teleserye.
Hindi na to mini trial, di ba?
Ah.
At RD, yung isa pang lumabas sa news, yung votes needed to secure a conviction. Ano yung storya dito? I think the defense
Ah,
raised it.
Yung number of
okay.
votes, no?
Yes, oo. Tama ho yan. At the start of the pre-trial conference, no, ang defense ho, sinubukan kong i-raise to, no, as an issue that must be tackled, no, before we could proceed, no, with the pre-trial and the rest of the proceedings, no. Pero na-point out naman ho dyan ni Kong Jinky Luistro na it's not proper to raise it during pre-trial. It is a matter that cannot even be acted upon by the clerk of court or even by the impeachment court itself because you're directed to proceed with the trial forthwith as stated in the Constitution. No? So hindi na ho humaba pa
Okay.
ang usapin doon at you're able to continue with the pre-trial conference. Yeah. Although
Yun.
this is a very interesting topic and I'm sure constitutional law experts such as Prof. Dano will have this interesting opinion on this matter. Pero siguro since itong usapin ho na to magiging relevant ho yan, it will arise in the course of the impeachment proceedings. So siguro we'll reserve our opinion on that matter. So it's not to preempt it.
At saka dahil nagsisimula pa lang talaga, ang magiging focus talaga ngayon is kumbaga nagpe-prepare yung mga key players natin dito sa impeachment process. Pinag-uusapan ng rules, what to expect, naglalatagan na ng mga facts. Tayo naman mga mamamayan ay nabibigyan ng background briefing, what to expect pagdating ng impeachment process na sa July 6, ano?
Oo. Well, sa amin ho, gusto lang namin tuloy-tuloy na ho yung paggulong ng proseso. We're really looking forward to July 6. The entire country has been looking forward to this. Gusto na ho natin magsimula yan para sabi nyo nga, gusto na natin makitang mabigyan ng kaliwanagan lahat ng mga katanungan ho dito, no? So, and we believe we'll be able to answer all of those questions, no, once we start presenting our evidence.